And the other thing is try different activities. We try, again, we want to keep them busy when they are in elementary school. And it helped because we try different activities, and piano is one thing. Now, when I talk about piano, everybody must be struggle, same as my family too. Ask them to practice. Now, at the very young age, I ask them to practice, but I sit with them. I sit at the piano. Remember, I have twins. I need to sit there for almost 1 hour, listen 2 pieces together. And we sit with them for like 1 year. When they're used to it, they know they need to sit there. And the thing we taught them was, you need to concentrate. Concentrate there, play piano for 30 minutes. It's better than you fooling around for 2 hours. The result is different. And they learn from that. And which apply to their academic work in the future too. They know if I concentrate, I spend less time and I got the best result. So that's basically what we do. So with all the things that I just mentioned, they learn self-discipline. We don't ask them to do work. They will do it. And I think if you have a good foundations and good at the beginning, so they will be fine in high school. And it happened to me, and I don't have any experience study here, so this is basically what we did and what we do, and it turned out very good. And thank you for your time. And this is my speaker.
Okay, that was great. Our next speaker is Chen. I've known her since about 1.5 years. She came to me to discuss some topics with starting a debate club at Diamond Bar High School. Little did I know that I was actually talking to one of the top students in Diamond Bar. She has, the biggest thing why I asked her to talk, more so than being a very successful student and a great kid, is the fact that in her essay, on her personal statement, is that she had decided to go to a very top-end university at a very, very young age. So I wanted her to share that about with us. So Grace?
Hi, thank you, Ben. Well, I was asked to talk about what formulated my initial thought for attending a top IB school. Well, for me, the process was 2-step. First, when I was really young, probably before I entered elementary school at around age 5, my father asked me where I wanted to go and what I wanted to be. Well, at 5, what do you know, right? So I asked my dad, well, what's the best university out there? And he told me it was Harvard. So I told him I want to go to Harvard. And that's the beginning of my self-expectations. And my answer to his second question, which was what I wanted to be when I grow up, is I told him I wanted to own a company. And I told him that if I couldn't be the CEO at a company, then the last thing I want to do is be a cubicle worker. So I suppose when I was really little, I've always wanted to live that life that other people dream of, to be unique, to live. Well, I grew up in Taiwan, so I guess that dream was out of reach for me when I was young. But when my father moved here, immigrated here when I was 7, to pursue his own educational goals, I felt that for the first time that I realized that this dream could be in reach for me. And so that brings me to my second step. As I worked through this system that we were unfamiliar with because we were from a foreign country, I felt out of place, that I couldn't really fit in with my peers. I don't like doing the same things that they do. I don't like the same things that they like. And I told my parents about it, about how I feel like I don't fit in. And my parents told me, well, maybe it's because you're just a little more mature than they are, or that you belong somewhere else, and right here is not the time. Here you make friends of circumstance. You're here every day with the same people, so you have to be friends with them. But at a different place, somewhere like an Ivy, you get to make friends who have the same interests as you, the same passions as you. And for me, I guess my passion is the pursuit of excellence. And I'm 17. I really haven't done enough soul searching to tell you for sure what I want to do for the rest of my life. But I know that whatever I want to do it with the best of my abilities, and I want to be the best that I can be. And that's why I want to go to an Ivy, because there you can be anything you want to be, but with a great support team and a great networking system to catch you when you fall. And those people are going to be the best at what they do. And that's why I wanted to go to an Ivy. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, great. Our next speaker is Rhonda Kerr. She was introduced to us as one of the best academic coaches in the area. She has a BA from Columbia University in biology. What, summa cum laude or just cum laude? Cum laude. Cum laude.
Too much fun senior year.
Okay, there you go. And then she also went to Stanford, and now she has brought all that knowledge to teaching our children, which is, I think, very admirable. So may I introduce to Rhonda Kerr.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for the opportunity to speak today. Usually I work with high school students. Right now it's a busy admissions season, so mostly I'm dealing with seniors every day. I also have 9th, 10th, and 11th grade clients. But I really appreciate the chance to address an audience of parents of younger students, because I feel the path towards academic success starts very young, as Mrs. Chen and Grace already demonstrated in their speeches. So today I thought I would address the college essay, because our time is limited, and that's taking over my life right now. So I have been in the private admissions counseling field for about 4 years now. Every year I work with 40 to 50 seniors. Each of them write at least 2, usually 3, sometimes 4 essays. So that's at least like 150 essays I'm looking at every year. And as I'm reading them, I notice a lot of similarity and commonality of the topics and the type of writing. Primarily because a lot of my students are from this area. They're from Walnut or Diamond Bar or Cerritos or Irvine or Arcadia or San Marino or Chino Hills. So, and they're predominantly Asian, so they have a similar life experiences growing up. But even so, I think it's important for parents to start thinking at a young age how my child can best showcase him or herself in the personal statement of the college essay. Next slide, please. Okay, so before we even talk about the life experiences, I wanted to just give you a breakdown of whether the college essay is even important. This is kind of looking ahead to high school. And this formula is just kind of my own creation based on my recent years working in the competitive college admissions process. Of course, academics, as you can see, is the bulk of how they decide whether your child will get admitted or not. So I would say that's 70%, and that's a composite of different factors. Your weighted GPA, your class rank or percentile, that's if your school releases them. A lot of schools will not release it. Your district or school reputation. This addresses a lot of the questions I get from parents, like, oh, if my child gets a B in a class, that's harder to get than an A at a different school. So admissions officers know. They have Southern California regional reps that travel here every year and kind of scout out the schools. So they know which schools have the tough teachers, and sometimes even within the school, the toughest teachers for that subject. Okay, rigor of curriculum. Of course, this is honors, AP, or IB classes, but also it's the depth and the breadth of the knowledge that your child is seeking. Not every kid is suited for the honors accelerated AP IB track. Some are more artistic, some are more sports oriented, some are more musically inclined, what have you. So this is kind of depth and breadth of curriculum, including electives too. But the kids need to show commitment and passion in their choice of courses. Top standardized testing scores, SAT 1 or ACT. Recently they've become virtually equivalent and acceptable. I encourage my students to try both and see which one they're better at, because they have different formats and different testing styles. And then also for looking at the Ivy Leagues and equivalent, your SAT 2 scores are really important. A lot of families don't realize this, but they're more important, I think, than the AP and IB scores, because the analogy I often use is like a cake. Your GPA and your SAT and SAT 2 scores are like the cake, and then the AP and IB are the icing on the cake. Okay, so you need to show proficiency in 3 to 5 subjects. Okay, on the other end,